Welcome back, guys. We want to have some fun.
Yes, so let us have that fun. Let us play the emoji game.
Yes.
As we go through the tip of the day, you pick the emoji that you think fits best. And then we will pick our favorite at the end and pull a card for the winner.
Tarot today, in today's world, in the spiritual community, metaphysical community across the board, is really used as a guidance tool, sort of like a supportive tool for spiritual coaching, guidance and counseling. It's really not, at least in legit circles, used as a fortune telling device like it has in the past.
Right.
So I want to preface with that. And I want to talk about one type of client that might be hard for you to deal with as a tarot reader coming into it as a new tarot reader.
Right.
Because sometimes you get these crossover clients who really are coming to it with an attitude of they want someone to tell them what to do. They want fortune telling. They want just to be told that everything's going to be okay, and they don't want to take any responsibility. But tarot today is used as sort of a guidance counseling, help you make the right decision so you can take action.
Right. So what to do with what we call the negative nothing will work client. No matter what you say, no matter what guidance you give them, they still want the reading that says what they want, and anything less is never going to work for them.
And what they want is something that they don't have to do any work for, right? So this is kind of that gray area client. But here's what I see tarot readers doing. Is they want to help so much because we're helpers, we're healers, we're fixers, right? We want to help so much that we keep going down that rabbit hole of, okay, that doesn't work. Let me find another. And then you keep pretty soon you've laid out the cards 5 times, right? The entire deck, and you still don't have an answer that makes them happy. So you have to recognize that it isn't you at this point. It's the client. So,
it's not me, it's you.
Right. So, and this is hard to do because you feel a lot of pressure as a reader to give them something worthwhile, but some people you can't please. So you can help them, but there is the right way and there's the wrong way to help them. So we're going to give you both. But if you know that this is the client that you have, if you
nothing will work client,
right, you're going to give them 3 options. So a lot of times in tarot, we have an either or, right? Like with a client that's not sort of in a weird headspace, you can kind of give them, if you do this, here's what I see. If you don't do this, here's what I see. There's usually an either or. But for this kind of client, you want to give 3 options.
And we'll tell you why in just a moment.
And then be done with the client and cut it off, put the boundary, and you're done.
Send them out.
Send them on their way. Now, here's the temptation, and here's what I see a lot of tarot readers doing. They get frustrated in the middle of the session, and they go, you know what? It's all going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You follow your heart. It's going to be okay. You don't want to do that because it's not going to be okay.
Right.
Because clearly they don't want to do anything to change their situation, and the responsibility will come back on you. But you said it was going to be okay.
That's the thing. This is where it becomes an issue for you. If you just let go and say, everything's going to be fine, you give them permission to blame you when it doesn't.
So here's the right way to do that, to keep yourself out of the realm of bad mojo on
3 options, then be done, cut it off. That is what you do.
Here's why. I'm telling you about what's going on in that kind of client's head. There's something deeper going on here than they just don't want to hear what the cards say.
Right.
You are seeing a deeply ingrained manifestation of their self-sabotage.
Not yours. It's not because you're a bad reader.
They don't even know they're doing it.
No.
Okay, so this is what you want to recognize before you give them the 3 options.
Realize that this kind of a person, the nothing will work client, no matter what you say, they don't want to take action.
Right.
They want to be rescued. But even then, they don't want to be rescued. They want to bite every hand that feeds them. The best thing to do is to run. Don't try to rescue them at all. Okay. Detach like a mofo.
Right. But like I said, detaching and saying, you know what, you're right. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry. I see a good future. That is not how you detach.
We'll tell you why in just a moment.
The reason you want to give 3 is because you don't want it to be an either or, because that type of person is in some kind of fight or flight, and they're going to go, oh, I don't like either of those options, or it's too much, right? It's like, oh, 50-50 if I do this, and they'll shut down, and likely they won't do either. If they really want help, they will ponder the 3. Now, we know one of those options is a bad option, because usually the either or in tarot is, if you do this, it's not going to go the way you want. If you do this, it's going to go the way you want. Most sane people are going to go with the work, right? But if you give the person 3 options, you're giving them the one that you know is not going to work because the cards are saying this is a really bad place to go. And you're giving them 2 that might work. Okay. Right. So that's what you want to do. That gives them more of a sense of personal responsibility and gives them less rope to lay blame on other people, including you and all the people in their life that they have previously blamed, which is probably what they have been doing for their lack of momentum to grow up to now.
And I know that it seems like you are leaving more gray area here, but what you are doing is challenging their brain to actually do work, not to just place blame.
So this is, like I said, this is, I think, important to talk about because it's something that isn't really in a tarot book somewhere. It's something that comes with experience, but you also have to understand a little bit of human psychology. Like I said, it's more about psychology and what's happening with this type of client, but it's a common type of client.
The reason that this works is because what's happening in the mind is if you give them 2 solutions, they're accustomed to fighting back, right? They're accustomed to pointing the finger outside of themselves and placing blame outside of themselves. So they're going to do that with you. So if you just back off and give them, you know what, it's going to be fine, they're automatically going to place blame on you. It's going to happen. Giving them the other option is like, okay, well, no, but I'm not going to do that. I want this good solution that you say, but when it doesn't work out, you're the one to blame because you said it. So it's a mommy thing, a mommy daddy thing where they're fighting back against mommy daddy inside of their mind. Just to let you know, if you give them 3 options, it gives them the responsibility to look at 3 and actually triggers inside of their head that they actually have to think about it.
Right. So
the responsibility there is just on them, just because you are getting their brain to think for themselves.
It's a good trick, but it does take the reader to be in a place of clarity and grounding and centering to understand, to get out of the I want to help you and I keep helping you and make you happy, and get out of the people pleasing and get into the objective observing of your client and go, this person just doesn't want to hear anything. They're self-sabotaging. It's not about me. So here's
the trick.
How to put up healthy boundaries when you see the writing on the wall.
Red flag, whoops.
You might say something like, okay, pencils down, cards. And the cards probably already have put the pencils down. They've probably already shut up and been like, you need to listen to what's going on. Yeah. So just kind of say something like, okay, I feel like the cards have kind of gone cold, which they have, but I see 3 options for you. Okay. And that's when you can kind of do this really healthy kind of wrap up with the client and send them on their way and wish them well and do not rebook them. So recognize when you are enabling by trying to rescue. And this is, we do this commonly as healers and fixers and health workers, because helpers, because that's kind of our natural. We want to help.
Say health workers.
They're helpers, health workers.
We all want to help. It's a human nature thing, right? But realize in this situation, the best help that you can give is to let go and to put responsibility on them to take action.
Yes.
Okay. So drop the emoji that you feel fits this type of tip or this type of client best. And we'll pick that in just a moment. Okay. Yep. Okay. So Adele, you are the winner today. You have won the emoji game challenge.
I pulled for you the star card. Here's what the star card in general means. And then I'll kind of tell you what I feel like it means for you today. So the star card on the surface means that it's kind of a card of hope. And that's what we generally think of it in the spiritual New Age tarot community. But really, it's about knowledge is coming down from above all the time. And it's always being poured down into our world, right? And you can think of us as being underneath the water. And a lot of times our the wisdom that comes from above is not so clear because we're looking up through this murky going, I see the wisdom falling down, but I'm not quite clear on it. So
I see the wisdom falling down. No?
I'm really glad that David provided you with a musical moment. It's about having hope and having a bright future ahead of you, having faith, but also faith without work is dead. And that's one of my favorite sayings. I don't really remember where it comes from, but faith without doing the work is dead. So you can have all the faith and all the hope, but if you don't do the work and really listen to discern the messages, then it doesn't do you any good. It's just like
put them into action.
It's just like that problem client we just talked about, right? So it's about action. So the star card, we can be complacent about it and be like, oh, everything's going to be fine. I got the star card. But the star card actually in reality requires you to work. For you, I feel like it's saying spend a little bit more quiet time with your introspection and really listen to your messages objectively. What is the action I need to take on my faith? So I feel like the message for you today is think about the actions you need to take based on the faith that you have that the universe has your back. Because sometimes we give up our power to the universe and just hope that the universe is going to take care of us because it has our back. But
the universe is not a Captain Save-A-Ho.
Right. The universe requires us to do some action. So I think that's your meditation for today.
Do the work.
Is to give some thought about what the work is based on your faith. So specific type of work. That's what I'm feeling for you today.
We do want to take a quick moment to tell you about our online community where our Zen heads hang out and where we, as of a couple years ago, teach all of our courses, including our comprehensive tarot course.
So Zen Ed Academy is our baby, and it was an idea that grew from our love of teaching workshops in Las Vegas since 2008. And we wanted to go bigger and decided to create something online and global. And Zen Ed Academy is a fully operational healing center that fits in the palm of your hand. Take it with you anywhere. And it didn't just happen overnight. We have put all our education and good mojo into growing it for a while.
And it is not just some pop-up class that is gone when it's done.
Like learn to make a crystal grid or stuff you can just grab for free on the internet, but meaningful courses with well-researched information, not just the same copy and paste stuff that is everywhere you search.
Everywhere. It's everywhere. It gets in everything. So if you want in, we made it easy to access not just one class, but over 21 seriously deep PhD-backed courses to binge on to your heart's content.
Check that out.
Make sure to check that out in the description.
Yes.
And since you guys have watched this far, be sure to check out the goodies that we've got for you. There's a link in the description below. It's our way to say thank you for hanging out with us. If you like this video,
hit the like button.
And if you want to see more videos like this,
be sure to subscribe.
And don't forget to spankety spank that bell to turn notifications on.
So you're the first to know
when we drop a new video.
Or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource. And the fact that you guys have chosen to spend that with us, we absolutely honor and appreciate that. Thank you for that. But most importantly, that you are here to level up your life and your skills and take everything to an entirely new level. We honor and appreciate that even more. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. And now it's time to check out these videos over here. We'll see you in the next video.